What's up, friends? Welcome in to Rock Chalk Sports here on ESPN Kansas City and KansasNation.com with Elijah Schmidt, assisted by Trey Myers behind the camera today. Alongside Dan Courtwright, I'm Sean Kellerman. Big day today. We have been over at the Kansas football indoor practice facility for KU Football Media Day. We're going to have all sorts of coverage.
Day.
It has been. Make sure that you're locked in to KansasNation.com and across our socials at the Kansas Nation, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Kansas Nation on Facebook as well. We've got exclusive interviews. We've got all sorts of videos, content, photos, whatever it is that floats your boat. We've got from earlier today over at KU Football. So all sorts of things. Again, we heard from Lance Leipold. We heard from Andy Kotelnicki. We heard from DK McDonald. And tomorrow on the show, you're going to see all sorts of videos, of press conferences, and again, guys, the indoor practice facility. So make sure you're tuned in to us on socials. Hey, here in this opening segment, though, it's just about to kick off in Columbus. KU soccer ranked number 12 in the country against number 19 Ohio State. KU soccer, 9 goals, opponent 0 through 2 games. Nate Lee's squad is 2-0, and we'll get into that here in the open before that game gets too far into it. But good luck to KU soccer today. Next segment, Dan, we're going to talk a little KU basketball. It's been a while. A lot of different angles we can go at with this. Of course, what's been in the news a lot is the Trey White, Melvin Council stuff. Garini spoke on that a little bit recently. We have absolutely no idea if those guys are going to end up playing for Kansas or end up playing college basketball again. Who knows? But we do know there are some teams in the Big 12 who have added to their roster and are going to be highly viewed by many national people.
Yeah, absolutely. And that gives me a little bit more hope, I guess, if you will, that the Trey White thing is moving forward. Melvin Council's thing is a whole different because I believe he was in the class. Was he in the class of 2019?
Oh, man, I don't remember.
Maybe it was 2020. It was something. I mean, he's a little bit older than everybody, but so he's not involved with the class of 22 aspect of it all. But at the same time, with Trey White, he's involved in this. And then when you look at Texas Tech, which I just learned literally today, Donovan Atwell is going back to Texas Tech as well. Gives you a little bit more hope. Now, granted, Trey White is, we continue to talk about this, and we can get more into it, but he's kind of in the perfect situation where he's with the Miami Heat right now, and the Miami Heat need guards, specifically wings, so that could potentially work in his favor if he wants to play at the NBA level, but if he wants to get another year of college, then, I think that would be a great addition to this Kansas basketball roster. And again, the wheels are moving forward on this blanket injunction from Colorado.
Yeah, and we can take a peek back at some of the thoughts of John Rothstein and Gary Parrish as well as it relates to KU nationally. Again, kind of like KU football, I feel KU basketball is being underrated. We say that often, but legitimately, I have high hopes for both football and basketball this season. After that, we're going to do a little NFL futures talk. I'm surprised we haven't looked into this yet, but of course, the first game will be Seahawks-Patriots. That's going to be on a Wednesday night, the second Wednesday in September. So we've got a little bit of time, a few more preseason games to get into, but we're going to take a look at what DraftKings thinks in terms of who's going to win the divisions, the conferences, Rookie of the Year, MVP, Super Bowl. Give our thoughts on that NFL futures segment. After that, Dan, I know you're excited for this. It's Tres Cosas Locas.
Yeah!
3 crazy things.
3 crazy things.
Trey Myers.
3 things crazy.
I know we do 3 things a lot, but
so is it Cosas Locas, and that's crazy things because in Spanish it's flipped?
It is in this scenario.
So it's not
and
3
this,
things
yes, the
crazy.
adjective in Spanish is after
Gotcha.
The noun.
Well, Trey Myers.
Yes.
I still like Myers to go. That's fun.
No, that's terrible.
Come on.
Tres Cosas Locas.
Yes. Trey Myers, our intern, has 3 crazy things.
Yeah, can't wait to hear.
Brewing in his mind.
Can't wait to hear.
We might
what those
hear
are.
maybe more than 3.
Perhaps.
Maybe 5, maybe 10, maybe 15. Who knows?
It all depends on what the clock says. I'll tell you that much. After that, we've got a fantasy draft, and we're going to do a legit fantasy draft this time, Dan. This is my idea that, I'm surprised we haven't done this either, but Coach Leipold has been here long enough. We're going to draft a little Leipold-era football team.
Yeah, year 6 is going to be this year. That's right. So we're going to be doing a draft, and remind me how you wanted it to set up, because I know there's you wanted to go flex positions as well, but we're going to do a draft of Leipold-era football players to play football.
Yes.
Well,
unless you want to do it to play basketball. I don't know.
We've done that before. We go, KU football players to play basketball. We've done KU basketball players to play football. And,
I think I think we can go either way. But, yeah, I think we do 6 selections. Quarterback, running back, flex. So those could be wide receivers or tight ends, or I guess if you wanted to throw another running back in there.
2 tight ends.
And then 2 defensive players, which I'm just going to leave that open-ended.
Okay. So 2 solidified positions, quarterback and running back.
Yeah.
And then 2 flex positions.
2 flex skill possession guys offensively and 2 defensive players.
Okay.
You good with that?
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
And we have the MIAA flipping coin right here.
Sounds like you love it. Did you just Johnny Wilson?
I moved him back.
And then we're going to close out the show with our KU football opponent outlook in terms of record forecast as we're looking at BYU. That'll be KU Senior Day on Saturday, November 21st. Kansas is 10-0, surprisingly, according to Dan Courtwright at this point of the season, because we did an opponent outlook record forecast for all the opponents, and they all happen to lose to KU.
Well, and that's the thing. It's just the way that it shakes out.
BYU is next. We'll see what a top 15 preseason team can do when they head to Lawrence, according to Dan Courtwright. All right, KU soccer. Again, that is underway right now in Columbus. Weird kind of deal on Sunday, Dan, and we broke this down earlier in the week, but KU soccer knocked off Missouri State in a game they had to move to earlier in the day, 10:30 a.m.
Yeah. Did that to beat the Heat.
And Kansas scored 7 freaking goals. Unbelievably impressive. A couple KU players with 2 goals apiece. And now a little bit different, and we know the game is going on right now, but we'll have a word on this as KU is set for this top 20 matchup after a 7-0 win against the Bears in Springfield, and then a 2-0 win, of course, is what opened the season for Kansas at home against Utah State. So that game is right now on Big Ten Plus. Kansas will be coming off an outing in which they scored the most goals against a Division I opponent since 2008. It's the second time ever that it's happened, and it's the most scored on the road in program history. So back on the road is KU, who's now unbeaten in 12 straight non-conference matches, Dan. That also is the longest streak in program history.
Yeah, and, this Ohio State team is a really solid team. I mean, you look what they did. Right now they're 0-1. So they tied with Clemson, who was ranked 25 in the nation at the time. So Ohio State was, I believe, at 17. That bumped them down to 19, which makes a little bit of sense, right? You're not going to drop too terribly far when you draw, when you go 0-0 against another ranked opponent. They were lower than you, but still, I mean, offensively, this BYU team is relatively good. Ava Bramblett had 3 shots, 1 on goal. You look at, I'm not going to get her name right, Amanda Schluter. I'm going to say that's Schluter. She had 4 shots, 2 of them on goal, but none of them went in. It was a 0-0 draw for Ohio State against Clemson. Yeah, you're going to be up in Columbus. I mean, that's going to be obviously a hostile environment, tough environment, up at Jesse Owens Memorial Stadium, by the way. Shout out. They also run track there. Shocker. But yeah, I think this is going to be a nice test, and I think that Kansas is going to be able to move on the momentum that they've had over these last 3 games. I want to continue to put in the Iowa game just because of the fact that is a Big Ten school that you're looking at, and Iowa is a really solid program too. Their soccer team is really good, and Kansas winds up beating them technically, right? I know it was an exhibition game, but they scored 2 goals to their 0.
Are you okay moving forward, realizing that game does not count?
Yes, I'm okay with it, but the reason that I want to count it is because of the
scoring. I know it was neat. It was really, really neat.
You played a team.
It was great.
What is
Kansas
Missouri State
played well in a game that respectfully didn't
Missouri
matter.
State? Are they in the Missouri Valley?
They've recently moved to, I want to say, Conference USA.
Weird.
Anyway, yes, the Iowa game, yes, they're in Conference USA since 2025, Missouri State.
But okay, so they play against the Mountain West.
So let's just call it 2-0 for KU soccer. You good with that?
Wait a minute, hold on. Is Utah State in the Pac-12 now?
Yes.
Okay, so they played a Pac-12 team, which is not the original Pac-12 team, and then the Missouri State team who's in Conference USA. But they played against a Big Ten team in an exhibition game, and they beat them 2-0. I mean, that's not nothing.
Okay, but we got to stop bringing that up, though,
I know
right?
we got to stop bringing it up. I'm
aware. It did not matter. 9-0 in games that count is very impressive, right?
It is very impressive.
7-0 against Missouri State and 2-0 against Utah State. Yeah, classic Pac-12 power the Utah State Aggies. We should do at some point a quiz on who's in what conference.
I think
at
that's
this point.
Ooh, yeah. Top 10 teams that I think Sean can't guess what conference they're in.
That's a good one.
I
I like it. If you go with basketball, that would be really tricky.
That could be like a Trey or Tyler segment where they compile a list of teams and they go, what conference are they in now?
Could be.
I think that'd be really good.
Fun. Anyway, KU moved up to number 12. KU soccer, of course, I'm talking about after their 2 victories, Daniel, and 9-0 score in the regular season.
Okay, well, that's like you saying one more thing about this. You keep on saying, every time you bring up Bill Self, you go the 2-time national championship with an additional year of finishing in the AP number 1.
How is that even remotely the same?
Because it doesn't count.
Yes, it does. I say he finished as the AP number 1 team.
Yeah, and Kansas
that is
also
not remotely
played
similar
a game
to
against Iowa.
It would
and
be
they
like
also scored 2 goals, and Iowa scored none.
Neat, a game that didn't matter because it was a complete exhibition. You're going to see different girls. It's like KU basketball beating Duke and NC State or whoever, and then you're saying, but really they're 3-0 because they beat Pitt State 104-65. So really they're +5 right now. They're +5 in terms of point differential.
Okay.
They've won 2 close games, but really they're +44 because they had that 39-point win against Pitt State. So I really want to keep including that game because it was so impressive. They beat Pitt State.
They're the best team that Kansas has faced so far, except for today when they're facing off against Ohio State.
Junior midfielder London Defini was named Big 12 Defensive Player of the Week after the victory against Missouri State. Also was named to the Top Drawer Soccer National Team of the Week this week. One of 5 goal scorers in the match. We talked about this, but it was funny how Caroline Castens ends up with 2 goals. She had 3 all of last season. So that was nice to see. But Ohio State, again, ranked number 19 in the country. They came off a 0-0 draw at Clemson. And then Buckeyes actually get Kentucky in Columbus as well coming up after this. So they returned 21 players and 9 starters. They went to the Elite 8 in the NCAA tournament. So, yeah, not exactly a softie for Nate Lee and KU soccer, but an opportunity, Dan, early in the season for KU to get a marquee victory because, the Big 12, you're going to be tested. You only play so many matches, though, and we talk about this in basketball. It's like, if you lose to Kentucky in the Champions Classic, whatever, it's not a big deal, but also you only have so many chances to kind of build up that resume, even though it's early in the year.
Yeah, that's true. But, I mean, if you look at Nate Lee teams of the past over his tenure here at Kansas, he's really good on the road. His Kansas teams are super I guess they don't let the road environments affect them at all, right? I mean, they've consistently been able to go out and win tough matchups against really tough opponents out on the road. And now I believe they have 8 matches at home. And they've already played one of them, right? They've already played the one against Utah State. So they have 7 more for this upcoming season. The next one is going to be against Tulsa, August 30th. You also have UMKC, Kansas City, as they like to be called now, at Rock Chalk Park. Then you have, not a lot of home games left, right? But at the same time, you do feel confident about this. Yeah, Ohio State is a good team. Yeah, they played a 0-0 draw. It's a really solid defensive team. They had, some nice shots on goal that just didn't manage to get in. But when you look defensively at Kansas, right? We've been talking a lot about the offensive side of the ball, where you have London Defini who had a couple of goals. You have Caroline Castans who had a couple of goals. Right, they 7-0. But Sophie Daw and that back line that they have with Caroline Castans, with all those defenders back there, they're so good on the defensive side of the ball. Not even just avoiding or not allowing them to score, but just tilting the field. Right, I mean, you see it when they try to get across midfield. You see Caroline Castans come across and steal the ball and get it back, and then Kansas is able to tilt the field that way, right, and keep it on their side of the field. So I think that's going to be so important, is the defense in this game, where Sophie Daw has been incredible. She has 4 saves, I think, on the year as of right now. She had 3 in the Utah State game and then only 1 in the Missouri State game, just because Missouri State wasn't ever on that side of the field. But still, she's been so good throughout her entire career. Just the defense has really, really been the focal point, I think. And I think it's kind of underrated, too, where you look at all the offense that they've been producing, all the goals that they've been producing, right? There's going to come to a point where that's going to become stagnant, and you're going to have to rely heavily on your defense. And I think that's where Kansas is their strongest.
Yeah, and again, we don't talk about Sophie Daw enough, I feel like. And I know Nate Lee is one of those coaches who he doesn't love giving individual praise throughout the season. Yeah. He loves talking about the team as a whole, which I think is one thing that really good coaches do. But Sophie Daw is incredible. Like, if this keeps up, we're going to be talking about her as an All-American. I mean, that's how good she has been, and I feel like she probably hasn't gotten the individual recognition. Certainly, she's been recognized at times throughout her career, Big 12, that sort of thing. But you keep not giving up goals, you're going to win, and the goalkeeper is a big reason why. But, yeah, the entire KU defense, to your point, has been awesome. And then offensively, 9 goals, KU through 2 games. Hey, after this, we are going to talk a little KU basketball. And they are going to be led by the 2-time national champion who has an additional year finishing as the AP #1 team, Bill Self. That's next. ESPN Kansas City, kansasnation.com. With Jayhawk checking from Central Bank, Jayhawk fans can carry their pride wherever they go with the official Jayhawk debit card, a simple way to show school spirit every day. Central Bank is proud to support the traditions and communities that bring people together. As the proud community banking partner of the University of Kansas, Central Bank is committed to serving Jayhawk fans with banking options designed for real life, on campus, at work, and everywhere in between. Learn more about Jayhawk Checking and the exclusive debit card at jayhawkchecking.com. That's jayhawkchecking.com. Central Bank, the proud community banking partner of the University of Kansas, member FDIC. All right, talk a little KU basketball here. One thing we were talking about off air, and we've kind of discussed this throughout on and off air this offseason. Kansas bringing in a lot of good players, talented guys, great freshman class. You have Stokes, you have Kenny, you also have Barnett, Adkins, and Perry. Really top-tier freshman class Kansas is bringing in. And some really good transfers. John Rothstein has Kansas at 34 right now in his Rothstein 45. I'm definitely surprised by that, and this has been updated. He's got the projected starting 5 as Kenny, Blyden, Stokes, Dawes, and Mbia. I get it. You're not going to put Kansas higher than some of these teams that, have high-quality returning talent. Kansas only returns from last year, Cole Rosario and Paul Mbia. But there are some teams on here ahead of Kansas on Rothstein. I'm not going to get into too many specifics, but it's absolutely ridiculous that Kansas is as low as they are. And then you look at Gary Parrish's most recent top 25 N1, and granted it was August 10th, so it's been 10 days since he updated it. Kansas is not a top 26 team, according to Gary Parrish. You also don't even have Texas Tech on that. Now, that's probably changing, and that brings me to my next point, which is this article I found regarding top transfers in the Big 12. I'll go through them really quick, and then I'll let you kind of take this wherever you want. But Paulius Morauskas is ranked at #1. This is on Hoops HQ, so it's not like I'm pulling this from, the most respected website ever. But there's going to be some accuracy to this. But Paulius Morauskas comes from St. Mary's College to Arizona State, of course, following Randy Bennett, his head coach. Deaton Thomas Jr., who comes over from LSU to Houston. And then 3 is Keanu Dawes. So Kansas has the #3 transfer in the Big 12, according to this article. Caden Mingo transfers from Penn State to Baylor. He's #4. Cruz Davis transfers from Hofstra to Texas Tech. Texas Tech, guys, they're going to be loaded because they are getting Darion Williams back. They're getting Donovan Atwell back.
Close your eyes and imagine Darion Williams in a Texas Tech jersey.
Cruz Davis is a certified baller. Yeah. So they're losing some guys, but they're also getting Atwell back when they thought he was out of eligibility. They're getting Williams back when he, initially was going to be out of eligibility, transfers over. That's going to be a really good team that Grant McCasland has, and that shouldn't be surprising. Texas Tech's been in the top 25 consistently for, 10 years now, it seems like, since Chris Beard was there. But Davis is #5, a 6'10 Georgia Tech transfer, Mohamed Sila goes to West Virginia. He is at 6. Delreco Gillespie transfers from Kent State to Houston. He averaged 18 and 11 last year at Kent State. Jaquan Johnson goes to Iowa State from Bradley. He's #8. Another high-quality offensive player going to Texas Tech, Dre Gibbs Lawhorn. He averaged over 20 points a game at UNLV last year. He goes to Tech. He's ranked at #9. Isaac Salazar, 6'6" junior, goes from Yale to Baylor. And then there's some other guys down the list, but Salazar is 10. Leroy Blyden, for what it's worth, is ranked at 14 for Kansas. Dan, take this wherever you want. I think we talked about this again. The show is called Rock Chalk Sports. I get it. We're going to be high on Kansas. I really struggle to see why there aren't more people nationally on KU, given the fact that there's so much talent in that gym. I don't get it. Again, when the games come, we'll have to see how it shakes out. I think KU is being disrespected probably worse than I've ever seen them disrespected in an offseason.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Let's look at this realistically, right? I'm going to put my shoes into John Rothstein, and
and make sure his shoes are on.
Yeah, his shoes are going to be on, and I'm going to my
take your shoes off, and
they're going to be in my. I'll have my shoes off. Yeah. No. For the sake of this, I'll keep my shoes on. Anyway, when you look at it, okay, Keanu Dawes, 12.5 points, 8.8 rebounds, playing out of position at Utah. When you bring in the MAC Freshman of the Year, when you bring in the number one player in the class of 2026, when you bring in the number 7 player in the class of 2026 as well, you have a star freshman class with Trent Perry and Luke Barnett, which everyone keeps on saying, Bill Self included, saying he's going to be the best shooter that Kansas has had since Grady Dick. Right? How are they going to be good, Sean? What do you think? Right. I mean, it doesn't make sense. No, you're absolutely right. It's asinine, the fact that you bring over Keanu Dawes, who, again, was playing out of position and did a really damn good job of it, right? He's 6'9", primarily played the 5 for Utah. But you know what he can do? He's a stretch 4. That's his position, and that's what he's going to be at the University of Kansas. Leroy Blyden comes over. By the way, probably a little too low. Like, he's going to be a lot better than that 5'9" guy who's transferring over to wherever, Iowa State.
Yeah, and a word on Iowa State, because Gary Parrish has them at 12.
That's insane.
They are returning Killian Torrey, one of the best defenders in the Big 12. No doubt about that. Blake Buchanan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Jamarion Bateman. He had great moments against Kansas.
He did.
And then they're bringing in some transfers. Taj Manning. Is he moving the needle? He comes over from K-State.
That doesn't move the needle at all
Ryan
for me.
Prather Jr. comes over from Robert Morris. And again, who knows? They're probably looking at Kansas, and they're saying Leroy Blyden comes over from Toledo, and they don't know a lot about him. And we don't know nearly as much about this Iowa State team. But the fact that Iowa State is 12 on Gary Parrish's top 25-1 and Kansas is nowhere to be found is shocking to me.
It is shocking to me, right? And I think, again, you look at it, and it's a brand-new team. I think that Parrish and Rothstein, what they like to do is they like to look at returners. They like to look at returning production that they have, which Iowa State has returning production, right? Texas Tech is going to have returning production, especially if Donovan Atwell is going to be playing for them, right? I mean, everyone has returning production except for Kansas. Kansas has Cole Rosario and Paul Mbia. Those are the only two guys who got any playing time whatsoever last year. But I feel like he's overlooking the fact that Tyron Stokes is going to be an absolute game changer and a true NBA talent guy. Tay Kinney, it has, incredible athleticism. He's 6'1", so he plays the point guard, but he's able to get rebounds whenever he needs to. He can dunk on guys. He can shoot the ball at a relatively high clip. He's got really nice court vision, able to assist very well. Tyron Stokes is the same kind of way. Leroy Blyden, MAC Freshman of the Year, 16.4 points per game. He had 4 rebounds per game in the MAC as a freshman and 4.5 assists per game, right? That's the kind of guy that you want with the ball in his hands. It doesn't make sense. Cole Rosario coming into year 2 is going to take that step up. And then you have guys deeper on the bench. You have an embarrassment of riches at your 2 and 3 spot, right? We consistently talk about how, Kansas is not necessarily super heavy with their front court because you have Paul Mbia and then a dinged-up Christian Reeves who didn't really amount to much when he was at Duke but had a really nice career at Charleston. So I don't know. It is shocking to me, and I think it's disrespectful. I'm going to take my KU hat off here and look at this as from a national perspective, and I still think it's asinine that Kansas is 34 in Jonathan Rothstein's top 45. I think it's absolutely egregious because I do think that with the accumulation of players that you have, with the potential of Trey White coming back, which would only bolster that up, I mean, realistically, how many spots do you think Trey White is worth? if Trey White were to come back, and by all indications, the needle is moving that way. The wheels are moving towards Trey White being able to come back. Now, if he wants to come back, that's a whole other thing. If the Miami Heat really want him and they want to sign him to a two-way deal and have him be the 8th or 10th guy off their bench or whatever, and if he wants to do that, then that's great. But if they don't want to do that and Trey White wants to come back, realistically, does that put Kansas in the top 25? I think they already should be.
Yeah,
and that's going to move them.
I think
that
to your
should
point,
move
though,
them way up.
about familiarity, yes. I think if Trey White comes back, then all of these guys should have Kansas in their top 25.
Because that's the way that I'm looking at it.
On there.
With my shoes in John Rothstein, that's the way that I'm looking at this. That's the way John Rothstein looks at it, is returning production.
Maybe this is a
Trey White is returning production.
Maybe this is a bad comp because Kansas lost to St. John's, but St. John's right here is 18 on Gary Parrish's top 25 and 1. They return Ian Jackson and Ruben Prey. They lose Ozziah Sellers, Josan Sannon. He went to West Virginia for what it's worth. Dylan Darling, Dylan Mitchell, Zuby Ejiofor, Bryce Hopkins. They're returning Ian Jackson and Ruben Prey, and they're bringing in Tunde Yesufu from Baylor.
That's right.
And then they've got Kyle Cuff Jr., former Jayhawk great. He comes over from Mercer.
Is he still
Avery
playing?
Brown from Columbia, and a 4-star prospect. Kansas is bringing in the best high school player in the country, another 5-star high school player, 3 4-star high school players, a top-tier transfer in Keanu Dawes, who's going to be impactful right away, probably the best mid-major guard who can really fill it up in Leroy Blyden. I'm just kind of at a loss for this. And again, we'll see what happens when the ball is thrown up. But, yeah, I think that this is definitely a situation where Kansas has not been a top, 20 team legitimately for the past couple years. And people, I think, are still salty about ranking Kansas high during the Hunter Dickinson years when they were preseason number 1 both years.
Yeah.
And Kansas, vastly underperformed, but I think it's affecting. Granted, it doesn't matter. We're looking at these rankings and we're belly aching and no one cares. It doesn't matter. It's shocking to me, even taking off my crimson and blue lenses, that Kansas isn't seen in a better light nationally.
Well, Bill Self doesn't care about this stuff, and you know that, and then I think that bleeds into the players as well. I don't think that they're going to look too much into this also. But you have a really talented freshman core. And I'm aware of the times where freshmen aren't nearly as valuable as they used to be because of the fact that you had so many different guys being able to transfer, right? Upperclassmen, especially with money being involved in college athletics, guys are more willing to stay in college for longer. So you have more mature guys with more experience, but you can look at the freshmen on this Kansas roster. We haven't seen them on James Naismith Court yet. We haven't seen them in Allen Fieldhouse yet. Is that going to – I don't know if Tyron Stokes is going to be good. Of course he's going to be good. Of course Tay Kenny's going to be good. Of course Trent Perry is going to be good. And Luke Barnett, they consistently talk about how Luke Barnett is the best shooter on the team right now, right? And you're bringing over those experienced guys. You're bringing over Keanu Dawes, who's one of the most experienced guys in the entire Big 12 from last year. And now he's going to be playing in his natural position, right? You have Leroy Blyden, who – proved to everybody that he was ready for the big show, where he came into Toledo and won MAC Freshman of the Year. It just doesn't make sense to me how they're ranked substantially lower than they should be. And again, right, Duke and Kentucky for many, many years, they were able to rest on the laurels of, hey, well, we got 3 5-stars and 5 4-stars, and we're just going to throw all these young kids out there and win some basketball games. Now the game has changed to where it's an older game. It's a more mature game now because guys are staying for longer. Guys aren't leaving to go to the NBA anymore. I think it's good for college basketball, but I do think that that's probably taken into account as well, where they don't value freshmen nearly as much as they used to.
KU basketball is never looked at as a sleeping giant, but maybe this is a situation where they can be because, again, they've got as much talent in the gym as pretty much anybody. Like, I'm not going to say Kansas is better than Florida, who's returning Thomas Hawk and Ruben Chinyelu and Alex Condon and all those guys, and perhaps will be the preseason number one. But there is a lot of talent. There's a lot of dogs in that gym for KU basketball. Looking forward to seeing them prove the haters wrong here when that gets going. And again, got a different situation with Late Night in the Fog coming up, where that's going to coincide on the men's side with the Pitt State exhibition game in mid-October. Can't wait for that. All right,
Quick
after this.
question for you. Pitt State's mascot.
Gorilla.
Nice. I didn't know if you knew that.
Child's play. After this, we're talking a little NFL futures, as we have not done this yet. Surprisingly, we've maybe mentioned them in passing, but haven't given our picks, our value picks, that sort of thing, for not just individual awards, but team awards as well. That's next. ESPN Kansas City, kansasnation.com. Sean Kellerman, Dan Courtwright, back with you. Again, KU Football Media Days today at the Anderson Family Football Complex, indoor practice facility as well, at the Kansas Nation Twitter, TikTok, Instagram for all of that coverage. Of course, at the Kansas Nation on YouTube as well. Kansas Nation on Facebook. Heard from Coach Leipold, Coach Kotelnicki, Coach McDonald. We will definitely have that for you tomorrow and next week on the show. Looking forward to providing you all sorts of coverage. Dan, next week is not game week, but it is game week eve, I guess. It feels like it's taking forever, and that's because last year we played on August 23rd.
Yeah, man.
And
well, and it's because Labor Day. Well, there are going to be games on the 29th?
Yes,
the
29th. That's correct. That's week 0.
I mean,
that's good. But that's what happened.
If you're talking college football, then it is game week.
I've said this before.
Not KU, but
yeah, next week will be game week.
Like, we're going to have games to talk about and game picks.
Last year, because of the calendar, Labor Day was early.
Yeah.
And college football always starts Labor Day weekend. Mm-hmm. Labor Day, I think, was the 1st, maybe, last year, September 1st.
But now it's going to be the 7th.
Plus, Kansas played week 0, so you played August 23rd. Now, Labor Day is the 7th, so you don't start until the 5th, and Kansas doesn't play week 0, even though they wanted to.
The 1st is on a Tuesday?
Yes.
Yeah,
well,
that makes sense.
Yeah. So, anyway, but feels like it's taking forever, but it'll be here before we know it. And, we're going to have game picks for week 0. That'll be a week from tomorrow. We'll have game picks for the games across the pond. Excited for that. Heinen Outdoor Power Equipment. Shout out to Mike Hanna. Heinen, a couple locations, one in Lawrence, one in Valley Falls.
Mike Hanna, Big Mike Banana?
Big Mike Banana. Did you ever do any research on that?
I did. They look crazy.
Isn't they crazy?
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
Am I crazy? But yeah, I wanted to talk to you. I'm glad you brought this up because this is something that's been just eating me away inside. I wanted to talk to you about Heinen Outdoor Power Equipment because did you know that they're outdoor enthusiasts? They're excited to help you experience the fun and adventure that quality lawn and garden and outdoor power equipment can bring into your life. Sean, I know that you're saying, man, I don't have any fun and adventure in my life. Well, let me tell you how to get it. You go to HeinenOPE.com. They're an outdoor power equipment dealership serving the Lawrence area, offering the best in new and pre-owned Ferris, Hustler, and Country Clipper lawnmowers, Mahindra tractors and implements, Arctic Cat ATVs and UTVs, Steel handheld, and Billy Goat specialty turf products. Their friendly and knowledgeable sales, financing, service, and parts department are ready to offer you outstanding service every step of the way. Check them out, HeinenOPE.com. That's HeinenOPE.com.
Let's look at some NFL futures. We'll end with Super Bowl champion and give you some of the odds, maybe a dark horse or two. Let's start though with division winners, and we're going to start kind of go in order here. This is odds according to DraftKings. AFC East, Dan, we've got the Buffalo Bills favored to win at minus 136. The reigning AFC champion New England Patriots are plus 125. The New York Football Jets are plus 1,900, and then poor Miami, they are plus 4,000. Plus 4,000 to win a 14 division are the Dolphins. Your thoughts on the AFC East?
Yeah, I think the Miami Dolphins are too high.
Odds are not long enough.
Was that mean of me? Who's the Dolphins head coach right now? Isn't it the?
He came over from the Ravens. His name is like Jay something.
Oh, is it Packers?
Oh, Packers.
Yeah, Hafley.
Hafley.
Yeah,
something
yeah.
Hafley.
Is a Packers OC
Jeff
or
Hafley,
DC?
is that
Jeff
right?
Hafley, that sounds right.
That's the only question you're allowed to ask.
I think Jeff Hafley's going to win it all.
But I'm gonna say this right now. You are not allowed, when I talk about any of these teams, because we're going to, you're not allowed to ask a question of
any question.
Who's their backup quarterback again, or who's their
I just go.
Who you got?
I just go.
Jeff
Hafley
is the head football coach of the Dolphins.
I'm not buying into the New England Patriots. I'm not buying into the New England Patriots. I think that Drake May is a fine quarterback. I think that he had a really good season last year. Yes, they brought over A.J. Brown. That's fine. I think Mike Vrabel is a really good head coach. But with everything that happened in the offseason, if you hadn't heard, and with the fact that they had an incredibly easy schedule and an incredibly easy path to the Super Bowl after facing off against Jarrett Stidham in the AFC Championship game, I'm not buying into them. I think the Bills are going to win the division very handily. Now, the Bills have some question marks at their wide receiver position. They do have, obviously, James Cook. They have Josh Allen, which I totally understand that. Really nice tight ends. I just don't see the New England. That's really the only team that I can see giving the Bills any kind of run, and I'm not buying into them. So give me the Bills. I think the Bills are going to win the AFC East easily.
Yeah, the Bills, of course, have a new coach as well in Joe Brady, a familiar face, but I think just from a talent standpoint, the Bills will win the division. Granted, nobody would have said anything good about the Patriots before last year. There's no doubt about that. People would have been maybe high on Drake May, and those people would have been right because he is good, and the Patriots should have a really good defense again. But, yes, I think the Bills will win the division. Nothing incredibly hot in terms of hot takes for the AFC East. AFC North, essentially even money. The Ravens are the favorite at -112. The Bengals are +184. Steelers are +510. Of course, they've got a new head coach in Mike McCarthy. And then the Cleveland Football Browns are +2100. What do you make of the AFC North?
Well, I mean, the Ravens have a new head coach, right? The Bengals still have Zach Taylor, but Mike McCarthy's there with the Steelers now. How is that going to all work out? The Cleveland Browns are still the Cleveland Browns. It all depends. I think this is the trickiest one, I think this is the biggest toss-up. If the Cincinnati Bengals can figure out their defense at all, I think that the Cincinnati Bengals are going to win this outright. I don't think the Ravens are going to win this. Jesse Minter is their head coach right now. He was, the DC for the Chargers, which is fine. Right, they still have Zay Flowers. They still have Derrick Henry, who's getting a little bit older. I don't know. I think that the Bengals could surprise some people, and I think the Steelers could surprise some people too. I think Mike McCarthy. I think that he is a good coach. I don't care what everybody else says. I know the Cowboys hate him. I know the Packers hate him. I still think that Mike McCarthy is a good coach. He has a Super Bowl win. Now, Aaron Rodgers. Like what's going on there? I don't necessarily know what to think about the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know if they have the team, but I think they're going to be surprising some people. I think that they get second. But give me the Cincinnati Bengals at +184. I kind of like those odds.
I like the Ravens. I don't love, betting the Ravens. It seems like whenever they're favored, they don't cover.
Right.
But, I think Lamar Jackson's going to have a good year. I think the Ravens are going to be right there with the Bills and the Chiefs. It's going to be similar to what we've seen, with a few one-offs notwithstanding, those being the powers in the AFC. Give me the Ravens -112. All right, AFC South winner. The Texans are favored at +110. Jacksonville is +245. Colts are +380, and the Titans are +800.
Yeah, I like the Jags here. I think C.J. Stroud, I think he showed his true colors last year, especially in that playoff game against the New England Patriots. I said it. I said Will Anderson had to have found C.J. Stroud in the locker room afterwards and just beat the hell out of him because, my goodness, Will Anderson was incredible in that game. Defense did everything that they could, and C.J. Stroud just kept handing them the ball in the first half. It was unbelievable. And C.J. Stroud didn't have a great season overall. I mean, you can look at that one playoff game and you go, yeah, everyone has those bad days. But at the same time, that was probably the worst season that he had in his tenure in the NFL, which wasn't a very long tenure. But still, I don't believe in the Houston Texans. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars, as of right now, yeah, they lost Travis Etienne. Sure. That right now their starting running back is Bashal Tutin. Never heard of him, but they do have Brian Thomas Jr. Travis Hunter is going to be obviously playing both sides of the ball. I think in year 2 under Liam Cohen, I think they're going to be really good. Trayvon Walker's nice. Eric Armstead is a really nice defensive tackle. Josh Hines-Allen on the other side is really good. I like their defense. I like the way that they run their offense. I think Brian Thomas Jr. is going to have a big year this year. Love the 245. I think that's great value on the Jags.
I actually like the Colts on plus 380.
Weird.
I'm kind of with you with the Texans. I think we both thought C.J. Stroud, maybe he's not a bust. Maybe he just had a bad year. I think we both thought he would take a step up. You had him as finishing number 2 in MVP, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, but before the season, I was super high on him.
Yeah, he just didn't work out. But
Yeah.
give me Danny Dimes and Keenan Allen and the Indianapolis Colts and, classic high-paid wide receiver Alec Pierce as well. But I don't know. I think there's value in the Colts. They've got DeForest Buckner kind of in charge of the defense in terms of being able to rush the passer and, squelch the run game. But you've got Jonathan Taylor, of course, back. He should be a top 3 at worst running back.
Yeah.
I don't know. Bijan, CMC, JT,
Sure.
something like that. So I think Colts can make some noise. I see some value in the plus 380. But this division feels like one of those that's definitely up in the air, and there's probably one on the NFC side as well. Titans are only plus 800 to win the AFC South as the longest odds. So we'll see who emerges from that. But, yeah, we had kind of a yucky playoffs on the AFC side last year with Texans, Broncos, Patriots. That was not what we were used to with Bills, Ravens, Chiefs, high-flying offenses, and a lot of fun.
By the way, did I tell you that I worked with Jonathan Taylor's sister in Emporia? Isn't that weird?
That's weird.
Yeah, they're from New York, and she said she wanted to get out of the big city and go to live in the small town, and she wound up working at the same nonprofit I was before I got into radio.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a random spot to...
Shout out to Amanda Taylor. Nice
random
lady.
spot to land, no doubt.
Right?
AFC West, Chiefs are favored ever so slightly, plus 160. Chargers are plus 190. Broncos are plus 225. And the Raiders, longest odds at plus 2,000. Your thoughts?
I'm mulling it over because I don't want to sound like a homer and just be like, oh, Chiefs are going to win. That's going to be so easy. There's a lot of question marks around the Chiefs, right? The wide receiver core, is Xavier Worthy going to be healthy? Is Rashee Rice going to be able to, be an impact guy? What's Travis Kelce going to be able to do this year after, just one more year of continuing to get older? How's Patrick Mahomes' knee healing up? What are the young rookies on the defensive side going to do with R. Mason Thomas, Peter Woods, and Mansour Delane? Who knows, right? Chargers are good. I think that Justin Herbert is a very nice quarterback. I don't know if he's, because don't look at Dan Orlovsky's quarterback traits to determine that. Denver Broncos, a little shocking to me that they're at plus 225. It's crazy to me that they have the third best odds just because of the fact that I think that they're better than the Chargers. I think if anybody's going to win it other than the Chiefs, it's going to be the Broncos, but I still think the Chiefs are going to have a big bounce-back year this year, so give me the Chiefs.
I'm obviously going to go with the Chiefs. Plus 160, there's some value in that. You got the Super Bowl MVP coming over, Kenneth Walker. You got a 3-time Super Bowl MVP and Patrick Mahomes. You got to get Rashee Rice on the field.
Yeah.
He's got to be on the field. He's got to stay out of trouble. If he is the wide receiver 1 consistently for the Chiefs, I'm talking 18 weeks plus the playoffs, then the Chiefs are going to have a dynamic offense again because they've got that running back finally that they've needed. And Kenneth Walker, plus, we've talked throughout the week about some other guys. Emmett Johnson really, really sparked in the preseason game against the Rams. I think he's going to be a factor. Xavier Worthy, I think, will be much better when you have Rice out there. And then you're going to get maybe not first-team All-Pro production from Travis Kelce, but you're going to get some production from Travis Kelce on the offensive side. And then, reasons to be optimistic on the defensive side. I do think this defense will take its lumps. I think you're going to give up some points.
Yeah.
But there's no reason by any metric in any scenario that involves the Chiefs' depth chart being what it is, no injuries of major concern, no major changes, that this shouldn't be a top 5 offense. Absolutely, with Patrick Mahomes and Kenneth Walker.
Yeah.
And if that happens, that's going to get you some places. And I think it's better than what the other teams have to offer. But to your point, the Broncos should be improved offensively as well, especially getting Jalen Waddle.
Question for you. Over or under 750 yards for Travis Kelce this year? I think that's a good line.
I'll say under.
I think it's under? I think it's barely over.
You think it's over?
I feel like that's...
You acted shocked when I said under, then you said barely over.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I think I still got some juice left in the tank, man. I feel like it's a good line.
There's a lot of playmakers, so I don't think Kelce will get to 750. But I hope he finds Pater more this season, man. It just didn't happen enough. Yeah, NFC time. Let's look at the NFC East. Eagles are favored at plus 120. But this, like most of the divisions in the NFC, West notwithstanding, should be a close one. Eagles plus 120, Cowboys plus 205, football team is plus 500, and the Giants are plus 600.
I am still a Jaden Daniels believer, even though he's going through the whole number 5 lawsuits and different things like that. His mom is crazy. Terry McLaurin, still a really nice wide receiver. They did get Stephon Diggs, and I feel like people are not talking about that. I think Stephon Diggs still has a lot of juice left in the tank. You know how big I am. Stephon Diggs, there's a point where Stephon Diggs is my favorite player in the NFL, non-Chief. And it was when he was with the Vikings, before he got all crazy. I still like him. Luke McCaffrey's their number 3 wide receiver, so that's going to be okay, I guess. Chigo Okonkwo is their tight end. I do like their offensive line. Deron Payne, obviously, is really, really nice. Clavon Chason is their Sam linebacker. Give me the Commanders. I think they bounce back. If Jaden Daniels is able to stay healthy, I think that they make another run at an NFC championship after winning the NFC East.
I don't trust the Eagles.
I don't either.
I think the Cowboys get it done.
Oh.
And the plus 205. I think they finally put something together. We know that they're going to be good offensively, assuming Dak doesn't go full-on Josh Allen and have a ton of turnovers in the red zone. But they've got a stout offense. People don't talk a lot about Ryan Flournoy, but him as your third wide receiver, that's pretty good with CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, who ended up being like a top 5 fantasy wide receiver
he's good.
last year. You got Ferg at tight end as well, and solid running back in Javonte Williams. So I think the Cowboys have some value at plus 205. 3-4 defense, a big year expected from Quinnen Williams, in my opinion. So the Eagles, you never really know. Right, I think it'll be a close call, but the Cowboys finally are able to usurp the Eagles. NFC North, Lions, who actually finished last in the NFC North last year, they're plus 170. Packers are plus 225. And how about the football Bears are plus 305? Vikings plus 510. So the Vikings, despite all the stuff they've got going on and maybe some question marks at quarterback, not that long odds to win the NFC North.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Detroit Lions like I'm looking at the Washington Commanders, where they just had a weird down year, but I still think that the upward trajectory is there, and they're going to get back on track. Love the Lions at the plus 170. I understand the Packers are going to be okay this year. They don't have Romeo Doubs anymore, though. So they do have Christian Watson, who is a nice wide receiver. I'm not buying into the Green Bay Packers. I know Jordan Love, I do like him a lot. I think the Bears are going to be pretty nice as well. This is probably going to be the toughest division. Okay, I take that back because we haven't even gotten to the NFC West yet. But I still think that they are going to be really good. But give me the Detroit Lions, man. I can see it again. The Detroit Lions against the Washington Commanders in the NFC Championship game.
How crazy is that? I mean,
it's a weird thing to say, right?
Growing up, I never would have thought that's the case. I do think the Bears take a step back, and obviously so do the prognosticators at plus 305, but they should still be good. I mean, they should still be in the conversation, especially with Joe Thuney up front, right? But Caleb Williams, he's going to be, in all likelihood, people probably don't want to hear this, he's going to be a perennial MVP candidate, I think. He proved that last year. That play he had at the end of the game, I don't even remember what game it was, but the ridiculous rollout. Rams, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. And somehow threw a touchdown. That was crazy. But, yeah, it's hard to look at the Lions depth chart and say they're not going to win the NFC North because you've got Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jamison Williams, and Jahmyr Gibbs would be the other guy in that running back conversation that I talked about. And Jared Goff is kind of one of those, 80% he's awesome, 20% he's terrible type guys. But you've got Aiden Hutchinson back. Jack Kemble and Brian Branch are good members of the defense for the Lions. So I think the Lions at plus 170 as well. Packers will be interested to see how Jordan Love does. I think that's the storyline heading in. Yeah. All right, NFC South, the Jalen Daniels-led Tampa Bay Buccaneers are plus 170 to win that division. The Saints are plus 270.
The Devin Neal-led
Panthers
Saints
are plus 310, and the Falcons are plus 400. So the shortest odds in this
Kobe
division,
Bryant-led
plus 170, and the longest odds are Falcons plus 400. Not surprising, this is generally a division where you get a lot of 9 and 8s and 8 and 9s. What are your thoughts here?
That's the closest that any of the divisions are as of right now. I think that the Carolina Panthers, I love that value at plus 310 just because of the fact that they were kind of good last year. I think Bryce Young really made a massive step up. Ted McMillan's only going to get better, right? I do like their coach. I gotta go. I hate to do. I gotta go with the Buccaneers though. Like I think the Buccaneers. I think Baker Mayfield is really nice. Now they don't have Mike Williams anymore.
Mike Evans
Yeah. Mike Evans anymore. So there is that, but I still really like their defense. I really like everything about this Bucs. I like Todd Bowles. Yeah, give me the Bucs at plus 170. I don't think that's too crazy of me to say. This one can be a fun one to kind of keep track of because, again, I feel like all of these teams are relatively in the same area. They're not good, but they're not bad. I think they're just it's a division of all mid teams.
You know what Vita Vea's, speaking of the Buccaneers, full name is?
No.
Tavita Tuliakiono Tuipulotu Mosese Vahei Fahoko Falatawa Vea.
Ah. Okay. Have you ever seen his high school running back highlights? Oh, it's
awesome.
I
bet he was a dog.
It's great.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. He wore like 88, and he was like the starting fullback, and he was just like running dudes over. It was amazing.
I'm going with the Bucs as well. It's lame. I'm going with the favorite, but I think Baker Mayfield is a winner. No, I don't trust Tyler Shuck. No disrespect to Devin Neal. Maybe I'll be wrong. Tyler Shuck, the best 27-year-old rookie there was last year. But give me the Buccaneers on plus 170. They do have Chris Godwin. No, they don't have Mike Evans anymore, but they got Chris Godwin, and they've got Emeka Egbuka. I like Baker Mayfield. I think he's a winner, and I think that they're going to get it done. But, yeah, the Panthers surprised some people. They found something at the end of last year, and obviously Tet McMillan's a real baller.
Here's what happens. Baker Mayfield gets injured. Jake Browning gets injured. Jalen Daniels takes over Week 6 and leads the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to the Super Bowl.
They actually have Jalen Daniels needing Connor Bazelak to get injured as well. They have him on ESPN as the fourth-string quarterback. I think that's if you are on the Buccaneers social media at all, which I was just in the wake of Daniels' performance, a lot of people are like, sign this dude as QB2. Yeah. Like, he's the guy. So hopefully he has another good performance, but it is against the Chiefs. So we'll see how that goes. All right, last division to look at is one that's going to be tightly contested. Rams are minus 105 in the NFC West. Seahawks are plus 215. 49ers are plus 305. And the Redbirds are plus 10,000. They are plus 10,000 to win a 4-team division. Don't you got to throw 50 cents on that? I mean, just for fun? Plus 10,000. Only 4 teams can win.
Kevin from The Office said if anybody ever gives you 10,000 to 1 odds, you have to take that. Because it's such a
So you're going with the Cards?
No, Rams are going to win the Super Bowl this year. Maybe that's a little precursor to our Super Bowl pick.
That's nice. We don't even have to watch the games.
Yeah, no, just don't even watch any other game, any NFL games. I'm going to tell you what happens right now.
Rams win the Super Bowl. Cool. All right. We'll fast forward to February.
If you don't like spoilers, then close your ears.
We'll fast forward to February. Rams win the Super Bowl.
Do you want to do, just real quick, do you want to do MVP awards?
Are you – I mean, I was going to talk about the NFC West.
Wait. No, yeah. NFC West.
So you have the Rams.
Do you have the Rams as well?
I mean, yes, I do. They've got the worst odds to win any division, and it should be the most difficult division because you have 3 teams and also the Cardinals. But, yeah, you get Myles Garrett over, and obviously Matt Stafford coming off an MVP year, Kyron Williams, Puka Nacua. They've got a fantastic group. We're going to talk conferences, Dan, though, before we talk individual. Conference winner in the NFC, you like the Rams at plus 295. Yeah. Seabirds are plus 600. The Eagles are plus 820. Packers are plus 900. The Lions are plus 930. So it's interesting to me that you said Lions and football team in the NFC Championship, and then you said the Rams are going to win the Super Bowl. So did you want to clarify that
at all? This is the first time I've ever contradicted myself, right? Man, it's going to be one of those two. It's going to be the Rams versus Lions or Rams versus Commanders in the NFC Championship game. That's what it's going to be. I think the Rams and gosh, this is just so embarrassing.
AFC winner, Ravens are plus 470.
Commanders at plus 3,000 though.
Bills are plus 510. Patriots plus 760. Chiefs are plus 770 to go to the Super Bowl, man. Are you kidding me? Give me that plus 770. Anybody strike you on the AFC side? Who do you think's going to the Super Bowl on that side?
I love the Broncos at plus
I love the Broncos.
10.25. I mean, that's really good value for them, I think. I think the Denver Broncos have what it takes to do it all this year. Probably the best defense, I think, in the entire NFL.
Okay. So I'm going to say that you have the Broncos then going in as a wild card because you said that the Chiefs are going to win the division.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the Broncos are going to take on the Rams and lose.
After the Commanders and the Lions play in the NFC Championship game. Yes.
Dan likes the Rams to win the Super Bowl at plus 550. Bills and Ravens are plus 1,000. Seahawks are plus 1,100. Man, I can't trust the Bills in a first-year head coach.
The Broncos are at plus 2,000 to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I can see
so
it
you're
happening.
going Rams plus 550.
I can see the Broncos winning the Super Bowl.
Give me the Chiefs.
Is that crazy to me?
Give me the Chiefs plus 1,600.
Am I crazy?
Let's look at some awards. We're just going to do offensive rookies of the year and offensive player of the year, offensive rookie of the year, and MVP. Offensive player of the year, Dan, you can go through this list. I'll give you the top 4 here. Jahmyr Gibbs is plus 550. Bijan is plus 900. Jamar Chase plus 1,000. Puka is plus 1,300. Anybody else on this list for offensive player of the year in the NFL?
I'm surprised Justin Jefferson's in the top 5, but at the same time, they have Kyler Murray, and I think he's really the only viable option there for the Minnesota Vikings. So that makes sense a little bit. Jackson Smith-Njigba, who's the reigning offensive player of the year, at plus 2,000. I mean, how hard is it to repeat? Probably a little tough. Go ahead and give me man, this is so tough. You know what's crazy? This you're going to hate this. Give me James Cook.
Okay.
Because I don't think that Josh Allen wins MVP this year. I think they're going to rely heavily on the run game. Give me James Cook. That's my dark horse. That's dark horse to win.
You know how I like?
I like a dark horse, but I don't know, man.
Give me Patrick Mahomes plus 8,000.
Offensive player of the year?
There is value on offensive player of the year, Patrick Mahomes. Yes, this doesn't usually go
it's never
to
be
a quarterback, but still, there's some value there in that.
Right,
yeah, I don't know. Everybody likes Gibbs going number 1 in fantasy. He and Bijan, of course. Kenneth Walker's plus 3,500, and Rashee Rice is plus 4,500 on that side. I'll be a homer. I'll continue to be a homer on that side. And then offensive rookie of the year. Give you the top 4. Jeremiah Love is plus 500. Fernando Mendoza is plus 550. Jadarian Price plus 600. And Carnell Tate is plus 600. Nobody else is shorter than plus 1,300.
It's going to be Fernando Mendoza. I think they're going to give it to a quarterback. I can just see that happening right now. I think Jeremiah Love is going to have a great year this year for the Cardinals just because they're not going to be able to do anything through the air. Who is the last 2?
Jadarian Price and Carnell Tate.
Carnell Tate. Ooh, Carnell Tate. That's fun. I still think they're going to give it to a quarterback. Give me Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah, it's in all likelihood going to be. But keep an eye on Carson Beck at plus 2,500. Okay. I know that
we have to take over for Jacoby Brissett.
There's some hype on him. Most valuable player. Josh Allen is the odds-on favorite at plus 600. Lamar is plus 800. Burrow plus 850. Mahomes, Herbert, and May are plus 1,000. Caleb Williams plus 1,200.
Give me Patrick Mahomes at plus 1,000.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Give me Patrick Mahomes at plus 1,000. Could Joe Burrow do it? Maybe. I don't think Josh Allen's going to do it.
So you got Mahomes at plus 1,000. The Chiefs winning the AFC West, but losing potentially to the Broncos in the playoffs. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
And I have 3 teams in the NFC Championship game.
Matt Stafford, by the way, is plus 1,400. He is the reigning MVP.
Do you want to do Defensive Player of the Year?
Sure. Go for it if you'd like.
I have Defensive Player. I don't have Rookie of the Year. 450 is Myles Garrett. 700 is Will Anderson. Plus 850 is Aiden Hutchinson. Plus 1,200 is Max Crosby.
Give me Hutch. Bounce back year. He'll also win Comeback Player of the Year.
I think Will Anderson could make a run at it this year.
I didn't realize Mahomes can win Comeback Player of the Year. He's the odds-on favorite by far at plus 185.
Plus 185.
I mean, he only missed a few games.
Yeah, but he's coming off of an ACL tear. Jaden Daniels is also on there. Kyler Murray, I mean, that's just because he sucks. I mean, that's always fun, right?
Yeah. Somebody, any crappy player can be a comeback player of the year.
Joe Flacco won it that one year because he was old.
Yeah,
that's the only reason he won it.
Like,
that
what are
year.
you coming back from?
I love this. Number 4 on Comeback Player of the Year is Aaron Donald, who's not on a roster right now.
Yeah.
That's so great. That's so great.
Good stuff.
Oh, man.
NFL Futures segment there. It feels good to talk a little NFL football as we roll on Rock Chalk Sports. Hey, after this, though, it's time to bring on Trey Myers for Tres Cosas Locas, a classic segment.
Classic segment that we always do.
Here on Kansas Nation. Thanks for listening. ESPN Kansas City and KansasNation.com. Shout out to our partners at Custom Lawn and Landscape. As we move from the heat of summer into fall, now is the time to make sure your lawn finishes the season strong. The work you do in August and September lays the foundation for a thicker, healthier, greener lawn next spring. That's where the experts at Custom Lawn and Landscape come in, from late summer fertilization and weed control to overseeding, aeration, and landscape enhancements. They'll create a plan that is right for your yard. Their team knows exactly what Kansas City and Lawrence lawns need as the seasons change, so don't wait until the leaves start falling here very shortly. Call Custom Lawn and Landscape today or visit them online at customlawn.com to schedule your fall lawn care program. That's Custom Lawn and Landscape, your partner for a beautiful lawn in every season.
I saw a leaf on the ground yesterday, and it sent chills up my spine.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Fall is here.
Whoa.
Not really. It's still like 90-something degrees.
No,
outside.
it literally was one leaf. But it was like a one brown, crunchy leaf, and I was like, whoa, guys.
Perhaps we're getting close.
It's here.
Yeah. So, check them out. Custom Lawn and Landscape before the fall-winter season are upon us. All right, it's time for Tres Cosas Locas with Trey Myers. Trey, thanks for coming on. 3 crazy things. We've done 3 things, the English version, so often on Rock Chalk Sports that it was time to switch it up, and we're going to do Tres Cosas Locas.
All
which
in Spanish.
Means 3 crazy things. Trey, we kind of let you cook here. Of course, you do great work behind the cameras, helping get us on air here on Kansas Nation. So really, this is open-ended. What did you prepare? What is your crazy thing number 1 for this Thursday segment?
3 crazy things.
Yes.
You know, it's our first time debuting this soon-to-be favorite segment.
Hold on,
Yes.
we do this all the time. This is
No.
Soon-to-be fan favorite.
Soon-to-be fan favorite.
Yes, but you know, I want to start it pretty safe, pretty uncontroversial. So I'm going to be creating my all-time KU team, and this is completely undebatable.
Okay. On the basketball side,
On
right?
the basketball side, yes.
Okay.
All right.
And this is, never mind. I'll let you go.
I would like to preface this. These are not like my 5. I'm not like ranking like this is KU's best point guard ever. This and go on for position. I'm trying to create, as you said earlier, the best. If TBT had an all-time team,
Yeah. Okay. See, I like that approach because it's so hard, and I've talked about this before, and it's a bummer because people's favorite thing is to talk about the best players. Who's the best point guard? Is it Frank Mason or is it Sharon Collins? People love that, but it's so difficult because they played with so many different guys. Like certain guys had really good wings beside them. Certain guys had really good bigs. So it's hard. So I like kind of forming it into one team.
How they can
that
mesh.
you think is KU's best.
I'm trying to create the best team. I'm thinking the Martians are pointing the death beam at Allen Fieldhouse.
Yeah.
And we need to create the best basketball roster. I'm trying to get towards basketball perfection, like the 2014 Spurs.
Yeah.
One of the best
There it
team
is.
basketball that's ever been played.
Best
Obviously,
team basketball.
obviously coached by a Kansas legend, Greg Popovich.
Of course.
Right.
Notorious Jayhawk.
Notorious. Yeah,
Yes.
that's what he's known for.
All right.
Was it 1 year?
I think so, yeah.
Like 86 or whatever?
Yeah. So I think the front court for this team is pretty much our best for each position always. I'm not going to take Will Chamberlain off the team. Danny Manning has to be there. And then Paul Pierce at the 3.
Okay.
Okay.
Pretty uncontroversial.
I like that. So
Danny at the 4.
Danny at the 4.
Okay.
I think Danny has to be the 4 no matter what.
No
I mean,
matter
he had
what.
31 and 18 in the national title game, and he just was completely dominant.
Are you worried about the fact that he's not known for stretching it, though?
Oh, he had a pretty decent shot.
Okay.
First time.
All right,
There's a little projection,
Sure.
but also Coach Self loves his 2 big sets.
That's fair. No, that's good.
So
All right.
what I'm going to be looking for big time from your 1 and 2 is guys who can score. Guys who can shoot. Obviously, these guys can score. Pierce, mid 30% three-point shooter. He obviously scored a ton of points. Looking at when he was a first-team All-American his junior year, Pierce averaged 16 points per game, I believe.
What do you shoot?
No, okay, sorry. 16 points per game was his sophomore year. He averaged 20.5 points per game his first-team All-American year, 7 boards, 3 assists, and over a steal and a block per game. So Pierce, the starting 3, obviously NBA champion, all that. Yeah. Hard to go wrong.
I mean, he's one of the 50 best NBA players ever. You got to keep him on.
Sure.
So for my guards, I'm glad you prefaced this with shooting. I think the guards are semi-controversial. But if I'm trying to get the best basketball, I already have Will down low. Danny is going to get a ton of usage. I don't need someone who's going to call a pick and roll at the top of the key every single play. I need someone who can stretch the floor, and I need good defense.
Okay.
My 2 guards, after probably an hour of thinking this through, Devontae Graham and Kirk Heinrich.
I absolutely love those picks.
Kirk at point.
I absolutely love those picks with this
at
team.
Point, Kirk at the 2.
So Devontae at point, Kirk at the 2.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote them down opposite for what it's worth. But yeah, Devontae, I was thinking as soon as you said the 3 guys, small forward, power forward, big, I was thinking this would be a great Devontae spot because such a good 3-point shooter could knock him down. Now, we've had a lot of good 3-point shooters in our time at Kansas, but yeah, I mean, I love that. And then Heinrich should be talked about more. I think because he bridged Roy to Self. We don't talk about him as much because we think about the Self players. But, yeah, obviously All-American type player.
Well, what really made Kirk an appealing addition to this team is he's become a very underrated defender. His NBA career has also gone very underrated. Like, Kirk Heinrich averaged, 18 points a game.
First-team all-defense.
Yeah, he made an all-defense team.
Yeah.
Like, the Bulls teams
he
was on in his prime, they sucked, and they were right before the Rose era, so he doesn't get quite enough credit. But it's like, if I just want someone to take a guard out of the game, I want Kirk Heinrich.
Devontae shot 41% from 3 in his career.
Yeah.
39% as a freshman, 46% as a sophomore, 43% as a junior, and then 40% when he was unbelievably the focal point of any defense coming at Kansas. Still shot 40%. First-team All-American, Big 12 Player of the Year, over Trae Young, by the way. All sorts of honors for Devontae Graham, who will be in the rafters. So I like that a lot because you get the shooting, and he also averaged a steal and a half a game each of his last 3 years. I'm going to pull up Heinrich's stats. But, yeah, Devontae also 7-8-year NBA career. Heinrich, I want to say, was first-team. I know he was first-team all-rookie.
I believe he made second-team defense in 2008, 2009.
Okay, let's see if I can find.
He placed in deep.
In 07, he was all-defense second team, and he was on the NBA all-rookie first team, and that was the year that LeBron and Carmelo and Chris Bosh, all of them were in that. Were in that
draft class.
Yeah,
I've heard that.
Heinrich, let's see.
So Pierce, I want to go back to Pierce because he averaged 1.1 steals per game his junior year. Did average over a block per game, which is fine. But his assist-to-turnover ratio was minus 0.3.
Well, usually you get that with.
Well, when you're playing his position, I guess. So that's fair.
Heinrich shot 51% from 3 his sophomore year, 48% from 3 his junior year, 41% really his senior year. And he averaged a steal and a half a game also.
Who is going to be the leading scorer?
It's got to be Chamberlain.
Probably Wilt Chamberlain.
I'll take the guy who averaged 50 a game.
Fair enough. That's a good point.
But that's it's a team you can go through all 5.
Do you think Kirk and Devon? Yeah, they will. I was going to say, do you think they're going to garner enough attention on the outside that's going to free up Wilt down low?
Well,
and I think that I actually, as I'm saying, that is probably right.
Another appeal to Devontae is it wasn't just like he was just hugging the line, doing a lot of catch and shoot. Like, he's pulling it beyond NBA range pretty consistently.
Yeah,
there's not a lot of conscious whenever he shot.
All right. So I'm gonna make an 8-man rotation if that's all right with you. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get one of those dudes as the first guard off the bench. I'm getting Frank Mason first guy off the bench.
Very tough omission.
Well, that was what I was thinking. Is like Frank Mason garners so much attention.
Yeah.
As opposed to Kirk Heinrich.
And then I'm getting another.
That's going to free up everybody.
I'm getting another shooter. So I would probably either go Svi or Dick as the next guy, in making, the defense
knockdown three.
I mean, you guys can pick. Either of those guys are awesome. And then the backup big would be interesting because we have so many options. I mean, you got
Wilt can play 40 minutes a game, so I'm almost looking at it as you need a backup power forward. I'm looking at T-Rob, maybe.
There are so many options. You could go T-Rob, you could go Nick Collison, you could go
Udoka
Wayne
Azubuike.
Simeon, you could go
That's
Doak,
yeah.
you go Marcus Morris, you go Rafe LaFrance. That's tough.
When considering the team, if I had to replace Wilt or another center, I was thinking Doak.
Yeah.
Which primarily he's not going to need the ball nearly as
Mason,
much as,
Dick, and Doak.
Yeah.
Go
The
with
law
that.
firm.
that would be a pretty sick team.
Mason, Dick, and Azubuike, the law firm.
Yeah. If I could throw 2007 Brandon Rush in that wing spot, that'd also be a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
Brandon
was
Rush being
awesome.
a backup. Yeah, no, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, good stuff.
That's not that crazy. I think Frank starts over Kirk. That's just me.
That's just you.
It's just me.
Wanted to get a little more size. Like,
Sure.
Yeah.
Frank's probably my favorite all-time Jayhawk. Like, I love Frank, but
Yeah. Join the club, sister.
Yeah. All right. Second crazy thing here on Tres Cosas Locas with Trey Myers. What do we got?
I know there may not be a ton of you at this point in the year, but if you've been watching Royals baseball, you've been reintroduced to how good Bobby Wood Jr. is.
Yeah.
Pretty solid.
Has been pretty solid.
One of his crazy things is Bobby Witt Jr.
Is good at baseball.
Yes, Bobby Wood Jr. is good at baseball. In fact, he is so good, I believe Bobby Wood Jr. is the best shortstop outside of A-Rod since integration.
Oh, my God. Wow.
All right. No, that's jeez. Okay.
He had a walk-off single the other night. Also, anybody who's keeping track with the Royals as I do, Royals had a 7-run eighth last night and beat the A's.
Well, A-Rod was third base. Jeter was shortstop.
A-Rod, but like
A-Rod was sure.
that was because he went to the Yankees.
Yeah.
A-Rod was a much better.
He was a
defensive
shortstop until 2000 and what was it? The last 5 years he played third base, something like that.
2004, 2005.
Okay.
Man, let's see.
And
it's tough because Cal Ripken
Cal
also
Ripken.
went to same deal, went to third.
Cal Ripken is very good. I don't think he's quite as good of a hitter as Bobby. If you look at his advanced analytics,
Yeah.
I think Bobby's a better average hitter. They're roughly the same in power. I know Bobby's power's gone down a little bit the last 2 years, but I think that's more injuries than anything.
Yeah.
Man,
I mean,
you can't really argue it.
no, it's hard.
Are you saying A-Rod was better?
I mean,
Yeah, A-Rod's the best shortstop in MLB. Like, if we're
Do you
steroids aside, like, it's A-Rod and then it's
Okay.
pretty
Right.
decent drop-off.
so you've got
Ernie Banks hit 500
yeah,
home
when you-
runs and won back-to-back MVP awards.
when you Google this, then you get Hans Wagner, which is 1909. He
Honus.
Honus Wagner
It's actually
retired like 100
it's
years
actually
before I was
pronounced
born,
Hans.
so I think we can.
it's
pronounced Hans?
actually since he's German, it's actually pronounced Hans Wagner.
What?
Yeah.
That's
Like
news to
the
me.
former Michigan greats Mo Wagner and Franz Wagner.
Sure.
It's actually pronounced Hans Wagner, but Americanized it is Honus Wagner. He 328 career, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was back in 19.
He's playing
he-
pre-dead ball era.
Yeah, he finished his career with the Pirates in 1917.
Others I really consider Ernie Banks.
Ernie Banks is up here, yeah.
Bobby Witt is a much better defender than Ernie Banks, though.
Yeah, I mean, Ernie Banks.
People always put
all
Jeter
it
in the
is
conversation.
Ernie Banks was
No, I'm
just-
not having the Jeter conversation. Are we counting Hank Aaron as a shortstop? He played-
I would not have.
Early in his career, he played that, but I think of him more as a right field. That's where he played for
Sure.
the majority of his career.
So you think Bobby Witt Jr. is going to go down as the second greatest shortstop of all time?
I fully believe that if he has a long and healthy career.
It's kind of interesting because no disrespect to these guys, but there maybe are not as many great primary shortstops as you thought.
It's a shockingly shallow list.
It kind of is. Ozzie Smith's on here, Robin Yount's on here,
Yeah.
Barry Larkin, but I mean, ESPN has Alan Trammell as the 10th best shortstop of all time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it would not be difficult for Bobby to easily crack the top 10 very soon.
I mean, it's hard.
If he's
It's hard
not
to
already.
project this because he's in his age 26 season, I believe, but he's already He's accumulated about 30 WAR, which is an insane pace for his age.
Pretty good.
And then I think he's the best 5-tool player since Mike Trout.
Yeah. Do you think that being on a terrible Royals team for let's say the Royals continue the path that they're on and they make one more playoff in Bobby Witt Jr.'s career, do you still think that he goes down as the second greatest shortstop of all time?
I consider Barry Bonds the greatest baseball player ever by like a pretty wide margin. I mean, he never won a World Series.
Yeah, that's fair.
Baseball is such an individualized sport. I think it can help your career, but I don't think it can hinder if you're on like a bad team.
Fair enough. Okay, I'll buy that. I'm you know what? Your two of your first two crazy things. You've talked me into
us thinking. All right, one more crazy thing here on Tres Cosas Locas with Trey Myers.
How old of a demographic do we usually get on this show? Because
this
might upset some of our older viewers.
Okay.
John Elway.
Mm-hmm. Former Royals draft pick.
Yeah.
So I'll give him that.
Yeah.
John Elway, whenever you look at top quarterback list, you will consistently see him 5, 6, sometimes even 4. I'm sorry, he's fringe top 10.
Fringe top 10
top
QB.
10, and I think completely overrated.
Okay.
So I have his stats pulled. 9-time Pro Bowler, 2-time Super Bowl champion, 1987 MVP.
Let's talk about the 1987 MVP. Let me look up his stats that year. He had 19 touchdowns and 3,000 yards. Granted,
that's not good.
The 1987 season is kind of weird because midway through the year there's a strike and they're replacement players.
Yeah.
So stats are lower, but if you look at who got second and third in MVP that season, second, Jerry Rice, over 12 games, he already eclipsed 1,000 yards, 22 receiving touchdowns.
That's crazy.
He had more receiving touchdowns than John Elway had total.
So it probably should have been Jerry Rice.
And then if you look at his teammate, Joe Montana, widely considered the greatest quarterback of all time until Tom Brady.
So
Joe Montana had 31 touchdowns.
So he was 2-time Offensive Player of the Year, 1-time MVP, and only won 1 Super Bowl MVP out of the 2 that he won.
Yes.
Career yards, 51,475, 300 touchdowns. It's actually kind of low for playing. How many seasons did he play?
Played 16 years.
It's not great.
Never eclipsed.
I mean, I'm all down for some Broncos slander. That's fine.
Never eclipsed.
Not if you listen to our
touchdowns.
last segment.
Well, that's true. Completion percentage over his career, 56.9. Respectable.
Not good even
not
for the era.
Great. Yeah. He only led the league in passing yards once in 1993. He didn't even lead the league in passing yards in the year that he won Super Bowl MVP.
Did not make first team All-Pro the year he won MVP. It's a Josh Allen situation.
What? That's crazy.
But
all right. So give me your top. You said fringe top 10.
Fringe top 10. All right.
So does that mean 11?
Somewhere between 9 and 11.
Okay.
I said fringe. I'm not gonna
Fringe.
completely just
Okay.
like
Rodgers.
All right.
right. Brady,
Sure.
Mahomes,
Yes.
Montana,
Sure.
Manning.
Yeah.
Not even.
Right.
Yeah. Eli.
Okay,
Arch.
so there's 4.
More Super Bowl MVPs.
Arch.
But I'm not even remotely hearing a debate on those 4.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So stay your top 4, and then now you get to the tricky one where you go, where is Aaron Rodgers?
Rodgers. I put Rodgers 5 or 6.
I don't think
I
that's
put Drew
crazy.
Brees above Rodgers,
I
probably.
would go Rodgers, Marino.
Brees. Former Royals draft pick.
That's where I think Marino is bad. I think Marino's not a great quarterback. I think people like him too much. I think that he was just, if you put him in today's offense, he would be
The Royals draft the
if you
greatest
put him if you put him in today's NFL, he would be like a what's a good comparison? Like a Drake May, maybe.
Dan Marino in 1984, his second year, throws 48 touchdowns.
I'm aware.
What do you think the record was before that?
That was like when cavemen first discovered fire. They're like,
And
whoa.
this is when John Elway was playing and barely even throwing 20. helping my point. The record was 36.
So you got Breeze and Marino.
Breeze Marino.
Right?
Yes.
So that's 7. I
Favre.
mean, you got to...
There's all sorts of stuff.
Sean,
Roger Staubach.
Where's Justin Fields on this list?
I think he would be 1A.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Mahomes,
So you
1A,
putting
1B.
Favre
How
there?
many incompletions
I
did
actually
he
don't
have?
like Favre either. I mean, granted, he is also a terrible human being.
It's fine if you don't like these guys, but it gets to a point where they're on the list.
No, I know.
Right.
Is Favre on the list over Elway?
Probably. Yeah.
Okay.
If we want to do a crap on Brett Favre segment, I'm game.
Yeah.
Oh, let's do it.
I don't even need notes.
Well, three
But-
crazy things with Trey Myers. That's a good conversation to have about quarterbacks. But the Royals draft the best quarterbacks. There's no doubt about that. I mean, they got Marino, they got Elway. Didn't they draft somebody else? But you know who cannot draft quarterbacks until 2017? The Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
That's right.
It's real ugly. Shout out to Todd Blackledge, by the way.
out.
Tres Cosas Locas. I enjoyed it. Good stuff, Trey Myers. Thanks for all your work behind the cameras, and we'll have you on again soon.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Hey, after this, we are going to do a football draft, KU football style. We're keeping it kind of easy and not too crazy because it was my idea rather than drafting football players as ice cream flavors or something like that. Leipold-era football draft after this. ESPN Kansas City and KansasNation.com. Jayhawk fans, show up, pack the field house, and wave the wheat. When it comes to money, Meritrust brings that same energy. That's because financial well-being isn't just something they offer, it's why they exist. Real people, local decisions, a team that actually knows your name. When you're ready to improve your financial game plan, they are ready. Meritrust Credit Union is the official financial well-being partner of Kansas Athletics. Visit meritrust.org to learn more. Federally insured by the NCUA. All right, I'm excited for this draft. We are going to do a fantasy draft of Leipold-era Kansas football players. We could do this next week, and we could do pre-Leipold era.
Ooh, yeah.
But has to be since the year 2000, maybe, something like that. But, yeah, we are going to stick with the last 5+ years in Coach Leipold's time here at Kansas. We do need to flip a coin. What we're going to do is quarterback, running back, 2 offensive flex players, and then 2 defensive players. Looking forward to this, and what should we use to decide who gets the first choice?
I'm glad you asked. I have in my hands the official MIAA flipping coin from September 5th.
I thought it was 12th.
September 5th. I think was it 9/5? I think it's September 5th.
Okay.
September 5th, 2019, from the Emporia State Northeastern State game. It's the only game I ever got meaningful playing time in. I need to go back and check that huddle film, by the way. I bet they've kicked me out.
Yeah.
Since. But I need to go back and watch that game just to see how many snaps that I played, because right now it's kind of
First
up in the
you
air.
didn't know the date. And
Again, I went in and I just kind of blacked out. Like I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
But for the sake of this, I will say that I played in 3 snaps, 2 of them victory formation. All right, I will let you call it in the air. The MIAA is heads. The football player with all the teams on it is tails.
All right. Tails.
It's heads.
What? I had even written out me as the first pick just because I never lose the MIAA flipping coin, but I guess you get to pick first.
All right.
So now,
Let me pull
now
up-
this changes everything.
It does change everything because there's an easy 1-1 overall.
You think?
Yeah, I think. What do you mean you think? Of course I think. Easy 1-1 overall for me. I'm going to go with my running back. Give me Devin Neal.
Devin Neal at running back. Not surprising.
Leipold-era. Did he? No.
The all-time leading rusher at Kansas.
Was he a less recruit?
I thought you weren't asking any more questions.
He was a Les Miles recruit.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he was. But he was also a Leipold-era.
he was
No, I
in
know. I'm
Lawrence,
aware.
so-
I'm aware. I understand the whole. I just thought it was interesting.
Man. Yeah, that was a clear 1-1.
Now you're racking your brain.
Well, there's a lot of different options here.
QB Ben Easters. Ethan Vasco.
Do you want to expand on Devin Neal at all? You just said I want Devin Neal.
Do I have to expand on Devin Neal? I think that's like it's
He's
the
the
most
all-time
obvious.
leading
He's an
rusher.
all-time leading rusher in Kansas history. He's the. I'm going to go ahead and say the number 2 ever running back in KU football history, behind only Gale Sayers. I think he's better than John Riggins. Like, I don't think I need to expand on that. Devin Neal is the obvious, clear 1-1 overall pick for a Leipold-era draft when you're creating a football team.
Yeah, there's no doubt. All right. So many options. I don't know what I want to start with.
You got 6 years to choose from.
I know. Yeah, I can include this year, surely.
Don't call me Shirley.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'm going with Kobe Bryant.
As your one?
Kobe Bryant.
Okay.
I want a lockdown secondary guy.
Okay.
I'm gonna see.
Interesting first pick.
I'm gonna see if he's still on the roster. He is still on the roster.
For the Falcons?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not that interesting.
I think he's playing
NFL caliber player.
Yeah. I think he's playing right now in the preseason. I think he's like practice squad, bounces back and forth. I think he played in what, 2 or 3 games last year for the Falcons? Not bad.
You're not gonna like my second one either.
Probably not.
And this is gonna be shocking, but I'm going back to defense.
Okay.
Give me Austin Booker. Another NFL caliber guy. My
I like
defense
that
is
pick.
set. I got Austin Booker off the edge. He was only at KU for 1 year, but awesome year.
I like that pick.
You like it? First team All Big 12 player.
I do.
I'm leaving some options for you on the offensive side.
Yeah. Now I can talk about my defense because I was mulling around Leroy Harris. I was mulling over, Mello Dotson, but later. I mean, you can even look at like guys like Lonnie Phelps had a really good year. Yeah, okay. All right. So you go Kobe Bryant and Austin Booker.
I like it, man.
As your team.
One of them is on the Falcons right now, and one of them's on the Bears right now. Do we have
so for my quarterback.
Yeah. Are you gonna build the 2000? No, I am no disrespect, but I have a feeling I knew what you were gonna do. It's not shocking, so go for it.
All right, for my quarterback, give me Jalen Daniels.
Okay, so you're gonna build the 2024 team.
And the 2023 team, technically.
Well, all 4 years.
And
yeah,
the 2022 team, technically.
Okay.
And the 2021 team.
Snake drafts, you get to go again.
Snake draft, I get to go again. I have Devin Neal and Jalen Daniels. You have Kobe Bryant and Austin Booker. Man, I feel good about this. All right, for my flex position, I'm going to continue with because I can save my defense. I got the world as my oyster, so I need to get my offensive guys out of the way. Flex position, so we're going 2 guys. So I need. How do you want to do this? Like, do I need a guy to be able to block Austin Booker? Or is Austin Booker just going to be going free?
He's just going to be going free.
We have generic.
Yeah. Flex, it's just skill positions.
Do we have generic offensive linemen?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Then that's
position.
fine. I was gonna go tight end here.
You can do that. That's one of your flexes.
I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
For my wide receiver, I'm going to go with Luke Grimm.
Okay.
Why is that crazy?
It's not crazy. It's just you're going by the book. I love it.
I am going by the book.
All right.
That's not crazy of me to pick Luke Grimm. I think he's, I mean, I could have gone Skinner. I could have gone LJ. I could have gone, even some guys on this year's roster. Oh, I missed one big one. Probably. That's fine. I was going to go tight end, but I'm not going to. All right. But you still need a running back and a quarterback.
I do, but I know that you're not going to draft them, so I don't necessarily have to draft them now.
That's true.
But I can draft them now. Yeah, you getting Devin Neal is tough because he was the quarterback. But yeah, I'll just go ahead and who did you take, Luke Grimm?
I took Luke Grimm.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take Jason Bean.
Okay. QB Jason.
Obviously.
Man, Ethan Vasco still on the board.
So Luke Grimm is
– what about –
you're taking him as wide receiver or flex? Doesn't really matter.
Well,
I guess we did 2 flexes. So yeah,
we're doing 2 flexes.
Flex. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think I got to go with Lawrence Arnold as my wide receiver.
Okay.
And that's fine because you're up against the wall here defensively. What do you got?
So I'm not up against the wall here. You've already picked your defensive guys. Now the world is my oyster here.
All right.
I'm going to save them for my last two. Okay. So for my next flex position, because I'm going to take someone that I thought you were genuinely going to take as one of your flex spots, because of the fact that I don't necessarily need a tight end because we have offensive linemen and probably just a generic tight end. Granted, you do have Austin Booker coming off the side, so it'd be nice to have a blocking tight end. I'm still not going to do that. I have my possession receiver, my slot guy. Give me my speed on the outside. Go ahead and give me Emmanuel Henderson as my other flex.
Okay.
Because he's the speed on the outside, right? You have your Luke Grimms, the guy who can do the slants and the flat routes, right? And then you have E-Man who can beat the guys down low. And honestly, if you're being honest, Emmanuel Henderson, I think, is beating Kobe Bryant over the top.
Who knows?
I think he is.
We will never know.
And you know what's great about that? Wheel route, E-Man down the side. All of a sudden, you have Luke Grimm, or even, get this, Devin Neal around the side. Wheel routes all day. That's an easy 8 to 12 yards every single time.
I think I know where I'm going. You get another one, though. Snake draft.
Yeah, I do. That's fun. Okay. For my D end position, give me Leroy Harris.
Okay. A little bit surprised there that you went with Leroy.
I think that's crazy.
I hope it's not crazy. I'm a little surprised.
I mean, he's got the best
Craig
future
Young
ahead of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Craig Young didn't even make an NFL roster. I think Leroy Harris has like a 10 to 12 year NFL career ahead of him. That's how confident I am in Leroy Harris.
All right. Flex spot, skill position is what I need. I know where I'm going here. I'm going with Dylan Edwards.
RB.
At running back. No disrespect to
Yasin.
To Yasin or to Daniel Highshaw, who would probably be the other guy. But I've got Jason Bean and Dylan Edwards right now. I mean,
fast.
Good luck running those two down. So I like that a lot. I'm going to have to go with my last flex position. It's going to have to be Nick McMillan.
Okay.
Right? So adding a little bit of fire there. I feel like I salvaged it, even though you got Devin Neal.
Two guys we haven't seen yet in a KU uniform on a field.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
And that leaves you with one more selection.
Oh, man. So I have to go defense here, and I can either go.
So you got to go. So you go linebacker, you go secondary.
That's the thing. When I look at your roster, because I wanted to go Trey Lathan here, but this might be a good pull, and you brought him up yesterday on the show. A safety who's going to be good in coverage but can play down in the run fits. I'm going to go ahead.
I don't know if he's.
You don't think?
I don't know if he's worthy of this team, but
you really don't think so.
Take him. Yeah.
I'm talking schematically to go up against your team.
Okay, that's fine.
Because you have Dylan Edwards and you have Jason Bean.
Yeah.
Two very nice running threats on the outside.
Yeah.
And you have to have a safety who's quick enough. Trey Lathan did say that he's quick enough.
Yes,
he's the fastest one on the team. Other people seem to disagree. You know what? I'm going to do it. No. You're making me all right. You're getting in my head, and I don't like that. You're doing this. So give me my linebacker, Trey Lathan. I was going to go with Marvin Graham.
I know you were. I'm definitely surprised that you didn't have anybody on the back end, because I've got Bean and Edwards. Yeah. And I'm just going to run to the side that Leroy's not on every time. I'm just going to run to the option on that side.
You got McMillan and Arnold just down the
sidelines. And again, there are some question marks in mine, but I have Bean and Edwards. I feel good about that. There's no doubt that the two quarterbacks were going to be Daniels and Bean, and I was good with Bean, which is why I was good with you taking JD6, because I think I've got the speed element. Your team has definitely proven more. Yeah. There's no doubt. But I got two NFL caliber defenders that are on an NFL roster right now.
I have two NFL caliber defenders that
are on a college roster.
That are on a college roster right now.
Right. And that's fine. Kenny Logan, I thought you would consider.
Yeah.
Honestly, on the back end.
I thought about Mello too.
Yeah, who are some other maybe again Daniel Highshaw?
Tight end, I was looking at Mason Fairchild.
Yeah, I mean he's the most productive tight end of the Leipold era. We don't, because it's only been 5 full seasons, we don't have the biggest group of guys to choose from. But yeah, I think that we definitely bringing in this year's team plays a part. Who are some other guys that Craig Young, a fantastic linebacker.
Yeah, Craig Young would have been a really
JB
good
Brown.
pick. JB Brown. I've mentioned Lonnie Phelps. I thought Lonnie Phelps, that 1 year he was here, that was like unforgettable. He was really good. Like he was maybe the biggest shock out of just because he came over Bowling Green. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because him and JB Brown both came from Bowling Green, but different years.
Austin Booker with 8 sacks his 1 year at Kansas. That's crazy.
What did
8
Leroy
sacks
Harris?
and 2 forced fumbles. Leroy
Harris had like 3.5 sacks.
Yeah, it was 3.5, 4.5, something like that.
Yeah, so not. But also, this is going to be the biggest year for Leroy Harris. And then I like Trey Lathan stopping the run on the outside. I really like that.
All right. I don't know, man. I think I got too much speed. But you've got a solid team. Obviously, you guys have a ton of chemistry offensively with Daniels and Neal and Grimm.
Do you want to extend it? I mean, we have time.
No.
Do you want to extend it to one more? You get a linebacker, I get a DB?
Okay. Or, I mean, are you going to take Dotson or Logan?
Probably.
I'm going to take Craig Young.
Craig Young is okay.
Yeah.
So let's do that. Let's go LB, Craig, Young, and then I get DB. Give me Mello Dotson. And so that fills out all 3 phases of our defense.
Craig Young had 6 sacks his 2 years at Kansas. Shout out.
Man.
He was on the 22 and the 23 bowl teams. So yeah.
Craig Young is not talked about enough.
Yeah.
That's I'm actually going to go to my and also by us.
Right.
He's not talked about enough.
That's true.
By us. I mean, you know what? I'm going to make it my goal every single week for the rest of football season. I'm going to bring up Craig Young's name. I'm going to do it.
You should do it.
I'm going to do it. And if I don't, you can catch me on it.
Oh man.
Craig Young 6.5?
No, he had 6 sacks, but it's across 2 years. Still, it's pretty good.
Across 2.
It's
Never
pretty
mind.
good for a linebacker.
I thought it was 6.
6 both years? No.
I thought it was 6 in 1 year.
No, he had 4.5 and 1.5.
It's not terrible.
Yeah, for a linebacker, not too bad.
Craig Young was, I was really excited about him too because he came over from Ohio State. You're like, oh man, that's a big boy.
Gave us a couple years.
Yeah, shout out to Craig Young,
some playmakers
man.
on that side. Hopefully the KU defense this year is as good as they can
Mello
be.
Dotson's picking off Jason Bean every time.
Is that who you took, Mello? I wouldn't pay attention to
Mello Dotson was my
Kenny Logan, man, the ultimate snub here on our draft of Leipold-era football players. Hope you guys enjoyed it. After this, we are going back to our Big 12 record forecast where Kansas is 10-0 right now. We're looking at BYU, who Kansas will face here in Lawrence on Senior Day on November 21st. That's next, ESPN Kansas City and KansasNation.com. Sean Kellerman, Dan Courtwright here on Rock Chalk Sports. Again, find us on socials at the Kansas Nation, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Kansas Nation on Facebook. We've got all sorts of coverage from KU Football Media Day today. We heard from both coordinators. We heard from head coach Lance Leipold and a ton of KU players. So if you don't follow us on socials, make sure that you do that. And if you missed anything from the show, again, check us out on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify. Heinen Outdoor Power Equipment, partners of us here at Kansas Nation, want to shout them out. You can give them a visit at 1795 East 1500 Road here in Lawrence. They also have a Valley Falls location, but if you're in the market for tractors, trailers, lawnmowers, power sports vehicles, whatever it is, they can help you. You can visit them online as well at HeinenOPE.com. That's HeinenOPE.com. Kansas baseball recently officially announcing that they will be taking on Iowa, an exhibition at the Field of Dreams. Really cool. This is going to be a fall game, October 10th at 1 p.m. There is a football game also that day, but the field in Dyersville, Iowa, is going to be so cool. The Royals are also going there next season in August to take on the Red Sox, but it's going to be the first Division I college baseball game played at the venue. Tickets and GA cost $12 plus taxes and fees. There's a capacity of approximately 5,350 at the site. Fans are advised to arrive early. Gates to the ballpark will open at noon. Again, this is going to be here before we know it, October 10th. Kansas against Iowa in an exhibition at the site, well, the unofficial site of the Field of Dreams. If you build it, he will come. Remember that one of the best movies of all time, and just spectacular. So Kansas has done so great as a baseball program, won the Big 12 regular season title, Big 12 tournament title, Lawrence Regional title, and now they get a chance to be in national spotlight, Dan. Dyersville, Iowa, the Field of Dreams. I would love to get out there either for this game, the Royals game, something, because it's really cool. One of my favorite movies.
You have a in-law who lives out near?
Yes,
is it near there?
It is not. No. But you know what? It is in the same state. So great poll.
Oh, good for you.
Great poll.
Okay.
And
I don't know.
There's only 50 of them. But yeah.
There's 50?
Field of Dreams, man.
Man. Good for the U.S. Hey, by the way, I don't know if we mentioned this yesterday, but Kansas junior midfielder London DeFinney was named the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Week this week. She accounted for 4 of the 5 goals in the match against Missouri State. Really impressive stuff by her. Caroline. It's so funny because Caroline Castan's listed as a defender, had 2 goals in this game, and they still give it to London DeFinney just because of how much of an impact she had on this game. So shout out to London DeFinney. Hey, let's go ahead and break down this BYU record forecast.
They number 14 in the preseason AP poll. Of course, they've got a sophomore quarterback coming back in Bear Bachmeier. I wonder if he's still wearing 47.
He is, but he cut off his hair, which is unfortunate.
You liked the long locks?
I did like the long locks.
They start their season, do the Cougars, a 6 o'clock gorgeous game in Provo against Utah Tech.
Yeah. Quick, don't look it up. Utah Tech's mascot, go.
It looks to be some sort of Thunderbird type thing.
It's the Trailblazers.
Oh, okay. Southern Utah, they're the Thunderbirds.
They have like a weird bird with like a lightning off their head, right?
Yes. Yeah. Remember the dick shot against them at Allen Fieldhouse?
That's right.
Yeah.
How could I forget that dick shot?
I know. It was
amazing.
It was massive.
They beat Utah Tech September 5th. Easy win. Then they play Arizona week 2. I don't know if this is already announced ahead of time. I don't know why they're playing Arizona week 2, which is really interesting. But they do have Colorado State after that. I'm going to go ahead and say that they beat Arizona in Provo on September 12th. They go to Fort Collins. Shout out Fort Collins. Lived there for 3 months. They beat Colorado State. Go Rams. So they're 3-0 after technically 2 non-conference games and then a conference game against Arizona. They go to Fort Worth, play against TCU, and they win.
Okay.
They win. I remember this. They do beat TCU. So they're 4-0 at this point. They host Iowa State in Provo. Slaughter there. They have Notre Dame October 17th at Notre Dame.
Going to be
going to be a crazy.
It's actually in Provo. That's going to be an awesome atmosphere.
Or it's at Provo. Yeah, that's right. But Notre Dame goes and clips them in Provo, so that means they are 5-1, I believe, at that point. They go to Orlando, play UCF. That's a win. They host Arizona State. That's a win. So that means they are 7-1 as of right now. And I do remember this. They actually lose in the Salt Lake to Utah.
The Holy War gone wrong for the Cougars.
Holy War. Utah beats them, so that means they're 8-2. I think that they beat Baylor. And then for the second to last game of the year, Kansas hosts BYU. I'm going to go ahead and say that Kansas beats BYU.
Senior day, man. They have to.
Senior day. I mean, you can't line up against KU in Lawrence on senior day and think you're going to win that game. And then they beat Cincinnati. So 3 losses on the year for the Cougars.
Just 2 in conference play. One of them to Kansas and 1 a rivalry game. All right, that's going to do it for Rock Chalk Sports. If you missed anything, check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Big thanks to Trey Myers and Elijah Schmidt behind the cameras today. For Dan Courtwright, Sean Kellerman saying catch us tomorrow for a Friday edition of Rock Chalk Sports, ESPN Kansas City and KansasNation.com.